Hello, my name's Ben.
And my name is Josh.
And welcome back to FPL Graduates. Now, Josh, usually we'd be live on a Friday, wouldn't we? But for certain reasons out of our control, we're going to have to change to an FPL Saturdays just for this week. And I think it's all right because it's the international break, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's bored this week. Football's just not ideal, is it? So we've got a slightly different guest as well, which is going to be interesting. He does play fantasy football, as does pretty much everyone these days. So we're going to welcome Plute onto the stream. How you doing, mate?
Hello, lads. How are you? Cheers for inviting me. I'm excited.
No worries, mate. I hope you're doing well. So what team do you support? And let us know your footballing background, shall we say?
Well, I'm a Leeds fan. It's a bit of a weird one because I live near to London and everyone says, why are you a Leeds fan? But it's because my dad supported Leeds back in the day when they were good, sort of in the late 60s. He got into football and Leeds were like one of the best teams around. And he thought he'd be different and go for Leeds. And then he's trained it into me and here I am.
Awesome. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, yeah, I've seen a couple of Leeds games before. Haven't been to Ellen Road myself. I think that's one that I've got to tick off. What's that sort of like as a ground for football fans?
Oh, mate, I mean, I love it. Obviously, I haven't actually been since COVID. But back in the day when we were in the Championship in particular, I used to get up there quite a lot. And I actually prefer going to the away games personally. But Ellen Road is an amazing atmosphere. I've been to a lot of games there. It's a bit of a journey for me, but I love getting up there. And what I love most is all the Northern lads. They just accept me. Like, they can hear my accent. They're like, what's this guy supporting Leeds? But no, it's great. I've been to a few big games there, like cup games and stuff like that. One in my memory is when we got smashed 5-1 by Chelsea. Like, I think it was 2012. We went 1-0 up in the first half. I can't remember. I think it was Becchio scored a goal. We went 1-0 up. And we thought, we're going to win this. The noise was just like the noise when we score a goal was unbelievable. Then Hazard came on at half time and they won 5-1. He just changed the game. What a player.
Yeah, top player. So obviously you're not an FPL creator. What do? You're on the FIFA scene, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I started on TikTok. I mostly do FIFA stuff, but particularly the last few months where FIFA sort of dies off. Yeah. Obviously, we've got the new one coming soon, but I've tried to venture out to football TikTok, FPL as well, because FPL is a thing that I've always, I've played it for years. Yeah. I've absolutely loved it. So, I thought I'd make a few videos on it, and a lot of people enjoy it. So, yeah, mostly FIFA, but a bit of FPL as well. We do enjoy that, which is why I follow you boys.
There we go. I mean, the FPL TikTok community is absolutely thriving at the moment. It's I mean, last season we were a bit lonely up in the FPL TikTok scene, no one about, and now there's accounts coming out left, right, and centre, bringing out brilliant content. So I'm sure as we go through the year, we'll be shouting out, bringing on lots of FPL TikTokers as well. But we'll move on into more like the FPL team you've got at the moment. How have you got on so far this season? Has it been a good start?
I'll tell you what, I'll get it up now. 3 game weeks. I had 2 really good game weeks. Last week wasn't so good. Yet again, I went with my heart and captain Rafinha because I wanted to be, it was like differential week. I went for Rafinha when I knew I should have gone for Antonio, but that's why I never do amazingly well in FPL because I always try to be different and I just never pays off. But we are chilling on. Let's have a little look now. We are chilling on 540,000 overall. I mean, it was a big drop because I was about 250k last week, I think. But hey, we're 3 game weeks in. We're chilling in the top 550k. We've got 229 points overall.
Yeah, no, that's a really, really good rank.
Yeah,
a lot of like FPL content creators that are massive. I know like FPL Black Box, I think both of them are around 500k. So really good rank to start off with. Ben, what are you at? What's your team looking like going into game week 4 at the minute?
So I'll tell you what, I'll share my team right now. So you guys can see. So I'm currently at 157k in the world. And in all honesty, I think if you're in the top 500k, you still have a chance of winning it overall. That's my complete thinking. Everyone's so close together. And currently at the moment, I mean, my team haven't made any transfers yet. Not maybe looking to make any transfers. The only ones that, problematic, Riyad Mahrez. Big problem at the moment because he's not starting. I mean, I've got trapped into him again. Last season said I wouldn't do it again, and I did it again. So I'm set at 150k-ish. It's not too bad. Could be better with a couple of other decisions that I made. Could be a lot worse. I mean, Ben Rama, what a hero he has been for like the past 2 weeks. Josh, what are you saying? Because you're kind of up there at the moment in terms of FPL rank.
Yeah, not for long, I don't imagine. But yeah, we're hitting around, I think, 40k at the minute. I'll bring up my team now.
Go on, son.
Yeah, it's going to be short-lived. I think the first week for me, I got like 116 points, so it proper skyrocketed me to the top. Yeah, so not doing too bad for myself. Meslier in goal has been an interesting one for me and you, Ben, because we've both got him. Hasn't really produced the points, but I think after this Liverpool game, we're going to see some good points hauls. As you're a Leeds fan, Plute, what are you thinking in terms of defence? Do you think we're going to see like second half of the season Leeds where they were actually defensively decent, or do you think nah, just write it off?
No, I do think we'll come good. We've had a few tough games. We've got Liverpool next, and then after that, I've seen the run of fixtures. It's looking a lot better. I do rate us defensively. We do tend to keep clean sheets, but then we'll just have an occasional game where we get absolutely spanked. You never know what to predict with Leeds. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we said with Meslier, he averages about 4 saves a game. So
yeah,
if there's a keeper to have, it's probably him if he's going to lose about 5-0. Yeah, this week I haven't really made any transfers yet. I've got a lot of thoughts. Obviously, Ronaldo, we'll speak about him in a little bit. He's obviously in my thoughts. I don't want Ings next week. Gilmore's currently playing, so I don't fancy a Leeds double up against Liverpool attack. And it's not something that's going to be happening this week for me.
Yeah,
no, it's a good team, isn't it? It's a good team, and there's a reason why you're so high up. Go on, Plute. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say, who's your transfers in been like since game week 1? Then who have you got in?
I think I've only actually made one transfer so far, and it was Veltman to Duffy. So it was very sideways. Nothing really happened because obviously Veltman had COVID and stuff. So just the one team I picked finally actually did well off the bat, which is always a bonus.
No, decent. We'll take that.
Awesome. Right, we'll move on to the next segment. We've seen our teams. What are we talking about, Ben?
We're talking about my favourite segment of the video. He thought he was going to get away with it. It's not to be. It's test our guest time. We knew, it's a Saturday, usually on FPL Fridays, but we too good a section to ignore, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, it's a great little section. If you don't know what it is, 60 seconds you'll have. We'll ask you as many questions as we can about FPL/Leeds related questions. So,
and there's a couple of FIFA ones in there as well.
Oh, there's some FIFA ones. Spicing it up boys. Just for you this week.
I wasn't ready for this. I'm excited.
Awesome. Right, I've got the clock ready, so whenever we're ready to go.
Yeah, so guys in the comments, if you think you know the answer, whack it in there. Let us know if you know the answer to these questions. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Who is the highest scoring FPL player so far for Leeds?
So far for Leeds, it's got to be Ayling.
Bamford. Oh. Name a Leeds player to have dropped in his FPL price since the start of the season.
Jack Harrison.
Correct. Which player has the most in-game stats on FIFA 21 as of today?
Probably Phillips.
Renato Sanchez.
Sorry.
David Ginola has been announced as one of the new FUT 22 hero cards, but what rating is he going to be?
88.
89. Oh. Leeds play Liverpool in game week 4, but what was the score the last time the Reds came to Elland Road?
Was that the Oh no, 4-3 was at Anfield. I can't remember the LMO one. I can't remember.
It was 1-0. And who is the most highly owned Leeds player on FPL?
Probably Rafinha.
Correct. It is Rafinha.
There we go. 2 points. That's not too bad to be fair.
No, that's terrible, boys. Let's be honest. That was terrible.
There's some curveballs thrown in there. I wouldn't have not got those FIFA.
I don't think you're expecting the FIFA ones as soon as they.
Yeah, I thought you meant Leeds. That's why I said Phillips. I thought you meant at Leeds, but no, we moved.
Yeah, there's a few people in the comments getting it right. The 1-1 I remember because it was right after the Super League, weren't it? Yeah. After that thing.
Oh yeah. Everyone. That was the only game where everyone wanted Leeds to win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the only time in my life I've ever wanted Leeds to win.
Yeah, exactly.
My team's Reading, so having you lot in the Championship every year, you just grow to hate them.
Of course.
So the one time I was supporting them, and they were actually pretty decent that game, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah,
they were out playing them. But yeah, we'll move on to a topic that me and Josh both interested in. We've played a bit of FIFA 21. FIFA 22 is around the corner. What can we expect from this game? Is it something you're going to be continuing making content about?
Oh yeah, what, FIFA 22? Yeah. That's, my past few months have all been building for FIFA 22. FIFA 22 is where I really want to push, particularly the TikTok page and the Twitch, and just see where we can go with it. Because, I'm really enjoying it at the moment. I'm motivated, but FIFA 22, FIFA 21's just got to a stage where it's so stale now. It's been out for so long. There's so many overpowered cards. 22, I just love the fresh start. The early game FIFA for me is the best, so I can't wait.
Yeah, it's always a bonus. You obviously play a lot of Ultimate Team. Is there anything like new features wise that you're looking forward to the most? Like, obviously, those new cards coming out, those Heroes cards, aren't they?
Yeah, well, the thing is with EA, it's mostly just promo cards these days. It's just card after card after card. What I really want is the gameplay to be different. That's the big thing. So there's a bit of a new game engine. So I'm hoping the gameplay will actually be more improved than last year. We'll have to see. But yeah.
Yeah, few broken controllers last year at Grad's HQ. I think we can confirm, can't we, Ben?
Go on, lads.
Yeah, I mean, we did try to do a joint career mode with Arsenal, which was depressing enough to begin with. It is Arsenal, but yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll see some gameplay improved better, because I know for a fact myself, I didn't play as nearly as much as I did in previous years. I had a good team as well. I got Ronaldo in form when he first came out, untradeable and what have you. And I just didn't want to play the game. So hopefully we all want to play the game. And did you have any good memories, at least from FIFA 21 playing it?
In terms of FUT jams, no. It's just painful. But no, the main thing for me is, the content creation. I absolutely love it. Whenever I'm at work, I'm just thinking what videos can I make? So yeah, FIFA 21, don't get me wrong, the gameplay is, the reason you guys left it is it hasn't been amazing, but it has been a really good year for me. It's got me into content creation. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely been decent. I think FIFA 21 as a game, it weren't too bad. Like you mentioned, they've released so many cards. I feel like if I step away from that game for a week, I'm just 5 miles behind everyone else. Do you know what I mean? That
is very true. You have to play week in, week out to keep up to date, because there's always going to be new meta cards, and I think that's why people lose interest towards the end.
Awesome. Right, we'll move on to the next bit. What we're talking, Game Week 4 stats. So obviously going into this game week, there's loads of questions. I was doing the TikTok live before we came on here, and people will throw in the questions of captaincy, DCL, is he fit, is he not? So we'll just talk a bit about that. We'll throw a few stats on the screen as well. Who are you looking to captain at the minute, Ben? And then we'll go on to you, Plute, afterwards.
So my captaincy is currently on Bruno Fernandes. And I really like him as a captaincy pick, because a lot of people are going to be put off him purely because Ronaldo's there now. And I think he could almost become that main man, providing, the ammunition for those front three. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he performs against Newcastle at home. I can't see myself swaying too much. The only other player I'd consider is maybe Salah or Antonio, because Antonio, that fixture against Southampton is quite a nice one. And considering, the amount of expected goals that he's produced over the last sort of 3 game weeks. Yeah, those would be the 3 that I'm considering. Plute, what are you saying? Have you thought about who you're going to captain in your team yet?
Yeah, I'm glad you said it, Bim, to be fair, because in terms of everyone saying, Ronaldo coming in is a bad thing for Bruno. Yes, he might be off penalties, but for me, he's going to get even more points with Ronaldo bagging goals in that team. Think of the assists. So yeah, in terms of captaincy, at the moment, my problem is I have 2 transfers I'm probably going to make, or 2 free transfers. I'm looking at getting rid of Ings, because, I think Calvert-Lewin or maybe even Bamford would be a better option. But Bruno is definitely looking like he's going to be my captain unless I make the swap to Ronaldo, basically. Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it as well, if Ole, realistically, it's not going to happen. Ronaldo isn't going to be taken off penalties. But if it happened, and, statistically, Ole's got to look at it and go, Ronaldo's penalty success percentage, I was looking at it the other day, it's 84%. Bruno's, since United, it's upper 90s, 96% success rate from the penalty spot. So if you're looking at someone who's, more likely to score a penalty, it's going to be Bruno. So Ole could look that way. I know it's because it's Ronaldo. He'll probably be on the penalties anyway. But it's still something to consider, especially in those early weeks, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And also, you got to factor in, will Ronaldo play every single minute? Like, we got to bear that in mind. I think he will start the majority of games. He'll play the majority of minutes. But if he's off the pitch, Bruno is definitely the penalty taker. So we've got to bear that in mind. I think Ronaldo's a very good option. Don't get me wrong. His goal record, he scored more goals than Lukaku last season without penalties. He's top goal scorer in Serie A without penalties. And everyone calls him Penaldo for no reason. But yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Plute, because I've got Ings. But if I don't make the Ronaldo transfer this week, I just can't see myself making it anytime soon. I've got the 2 free transfers, but then I don't really want to lose Bruno. But I can't go with Bruno and Ronaldo. It'll be too much United. So it's going to be tough. But looking at the expected goal involvements, obviously Antonio leads the way. That is not any shock. But some interesting ones. Calvert-Lewin, a lot of people are bringing him in. His price has risen twice already, I think. Mane's in there. Lukaku's up there after only 2 games, and one of them, Chelsea only had 10 men. Trent's up there. Anyone you're thinking about, Ben, in terms of your transfer? I know you, before the stream you said you're not bringing anyone in this week, but in terms of potential targets?
I think I'd be more likely to hold the transfer, and then potentially if I need to get Ronaldo in, I'm thinking, hang on, he's going to outscore Bruno here. The -4 could be taken, and I could, bring in someone like Ronaldo, one of the premium strikers, and I'm looking at Jota of Liverpool, and his underlying stats are matching Mo Salah at the moment, especially with his minutes. You're looking at Firmino. Let's see how long his injury's for. If he's out for like a month or so, you can guarantee Jota's playing up front in that Liverpool team with those fixtures for a month, and that's something you can't ignore, because Jota's stats suggest that he could outscore Salah like comfortably.
Yeah, definitely. His expected stats are very good, and if he got the same amount of minutes as Salah, I'm sure we'd see a similar amount of output. So yeah, that's wrapping up Game Week 4 stats. I think for me, captaincy is currently on Salah. Sadly, sorry, Plute. I think he's just a bagsman, and he's on penalties.
Yeah. At least concede for fun.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but
no, we do.
But yeah, no, it's either him or Bruno or Ronaldo. It all depends on the transfers that we will reveal this Friday coming up. I can't believe it's not an actual Friday.
Boys, in terms of Bruno, do you think he's going to drop in price later this week, or is it looking likely? Because he's
already dropped once, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he has once.
I can have a look.
I don't think so. I can't remember the last time I saw someone double drop during an international week. Because they kind of, with FPL, they kind of slow down the price rise and stuff, because Antonio's been due a price rise for the last 3 days and he still hasn't risen. So we'll see. I doubt it'll drop again. Hopefully not anyway for my team.
Yeah, he's only on -14% at the minute, so it'd be criminal for him to go down in price. And we've seen, I think Lukaku, he's been basically over 100% for the last week or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think he double drops though. But yeah, I think we'll see his price decrease. If Ronaldo scores against Newcastle, it's just going to be everyone transferring Bruno out.
Yeah, so we'll move on to the final segment of the video. It is questions from you guys. So if you guys have got any comments for us, leave them there and we'll get them up. It could be about FPL, could be about FIFA, anything like that. Start getting them in, and we'll start answering questions here. Here's one from Toto talking about Mo Salah. Josh, do you have ideas on what sort of the Salah situation is at the moment?
Well, I've been busy the past couple of days, so I'm not clued up massively. But the last thing I saw was that he's going to play for Egypt against Gabon, a team similar like that, I think. But they're on the green list in that he can come back. He doesn't have to quarantine and everything like that. So I'm not sure if that's the latest, but that's the last I've heard. So it doesn't affect anything anyway in terms of Salah. So I think you'll see him in Game Week 4 for sure.
Yeah, Salah won't have to isolate at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, Egypt's first game was in a red-listed country. I think Egypt is a red-listed country anyway. And he flew over after that to a different country that's amber or whatever. So he should be fine for that. Here's an interesting one. The Wolves defender, which one would you go for? They got some nice fixtures coming up. Plute, what do you reckon? Get a Wolves defender in?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of hype over the Wolves defence over the next few game weeks. Semedo, is he more premium than Markel? Am I right?
Yeah, he's 4.9, I think.
Yeah, Semedo was one that I had a lot. I tried a lot last year, but it never worked out for me. So I do want to get a Wolves defender in, but I'm personally with my team. I'm very, very happy with my defence at the moment with what I've got. So yeah, one or the other. It depends on the price range, really. If you can stretch to that 5 mil, I'd get Semedo in. Yeah,
he's got good attacking threat, hasn't he, Semedo? A little bit better than Marcel. So if you can afford it, defo go for it.
Josh, here's one for you, because you've got experience with, people all getting rid of Luke Shaw, and then he bags a few points. If you want to tell us about that.
Yeah, well, last season, United were facing City in the derby. Everyone mass sold Bruno, Shaw. They were like not having it. It's a terrible. I think they had a few hard fixtures after it as well. And then we saw United win 2-0. Shaw and Bruno scored. I had both of them, which was great. It didn't really affect my ranks. I finished terrible last season. But I'd still keep him. I've seen so many memes this week of like Luke Shaw crossing the ball, and it's like Ronaldo's in there or something like that. So he's on set pieces like corners, indirect free kicks. I expect a lot more assists for Luke Shaw with Ronaldo coming in the team. You got Maguire in there. You see them always linking up for country, but you never see a Luke Shaw assist to Maguire goal for United. So maybe they work on set pieces or something a little bit more at United. But yeah, don't drop Luke Shaw right now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have transferred him out. I was just looking now, and nearly 300,000 people have transferred him out since the start of game week 3. That's the sort of numbers that you look at. Like people, I think it was near 500,000-600,000 people transferred out Son after game week 1, was it, or game week 2, and then he bagged
last year,
loads of goals against Southampton. So
make sure hat trick on the cards. You love to see it.
Let's have a look here. Lukaku at game week 7 or Ronaldo now? I think the question is, who would bag more points maybe in those like runner games that each team have? Plute, what do you reckon? Lukaku, Ronaldo? Should we get one or both of them?
Well, I mean, everyone's talking about getting at least one premium forward in now, aren't they? I haven't looked deeply into the fixtures, I'm not going to lie, but it's a tough one. Everyone's going to be jumping on the Ronaldo hype. But am I right that United have some crazy fixtures? Is it sort of December time? They've got like a run of 2 ranked games.
Yeah, so
easier games.
So just before, I think, game week 14, they're going a run of like the whole of the top 6. But then after game week 14, it's about a run of about 12 to 13 fixtures of just pure green on the FDR. So yeah, I don't know. Who would you pick, Lukaku or Ronaldo?
For me, I'm probably going with Lukaku. I'm not going to lie. The thing is, I've got Bruno. I've got to think about that. But if I was going to drop Bruno, I probably would bring in Lukaku. Just for me, don't get me wrong, Ronaldo's the better player. But Lukaku in that Chelsea side, I just think he's going to bag for fun. I really do.
It does. It stinks of goals. And also, you got to remember, Lukaku's $1 million cheaper than Ronaldo. So if you could potentially have Bruno and Lukaku in your team, which is a little bit differential compared to the way everyone's looking to go.
Glenn just putting one in here about Crystal Palace. Their fixtures sort of get a bit better after sort of, you think game week 7, they've got a bit of a better run going into like Newcastle, Wolves, Burnley, Villa, all in the space of a few weeks. Is Conor Gallagher one to consider, or are we thinking, hang on, that there could be some better options in that Palace team? Or are we thinking, do we go Palace at all with their team still gelling? Josh, what are you thinking?
I think they're definitely on my radar. That West Ham game I watched the whole thing. Big eye opener. I thought they looked quite a lot better than the start of the season in game week 1. They've also brought in Edouard now, who I think is a perfect striker for that team. He links up play really well for Celtic. He'll probably be a bit better than Benteke. I expect him to start over Benteke. Loads of talent in that squad, especially defensively. I think we could maybe see a few points being collected there. Guaita at 4.5 is bargain, in my opinion. I think their defenders, Anderson and Guay, or however you say his name, they're both 4.5 as well. So yeah, loads of value. Like Conor Gallagher, 5.5 million. I don't see him scoring a brace every week, but I think you can't really go wrong for that price tag. I don't know what you boys think.
I haven't looked into Palace too much, but like you say, you scored that brace the other week, didn't he? So it shows that, he's getting in those positions to score goals.
Yeah.
And I think Palace, you know, they're gelling quite well, like you say. They've definitely improved in just 3 weeks. So who knows? They could be a decent little team to jump on.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward for like when their players come back. You think they're playing all these games looking quite good with a couple of key injuries as well. You got Eberechi Eze still yet to come back in. Elise, the new signing, still yet to come back in from his injury. So they get like those two creative players in there, some of the best two creators that I've seen in the Championship myself, and definitely able to make that step up. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they can play. And yeah, we'll take one more question then, and then we'll wrap things up. Let's see. Okay, here's a problem that a lot of people have at the moment is getting rid of like Danny Ings, Harvey Barnes of Leicester, and you tend to have a bit of money in the bank as a result of that. Plute, what moves would you recommend to this guy if you know he's in this situation? He's got Ings, got Barnes, don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, well, I'm in the same situation with Danny Ings. I've been looking at replacing him with either, well, probably going to go with Calvert-Lewin or Bamford. Again, that's my Leeds buyer shining through. But I said to myself, I'm not gonna get Bamford this year. I think he's overpriced at 8 mil. You know, he was so good last year because he came in at what, 5.5 mil. Same with Dallas as well. So for me, I'd probably try and get Calvert-Lewin in. He's looking so good in that Everton side. I'm pretty sure he's on pens as well, isn't
he? Yeah.
And in terms of Barnes, it's a tough one, isn't it? I haven't got Barnes myself, but wasn't his XG over the first 2 game weeks like unbelievably low, Harvey Barnes? Am I right?
Yeah, I think it was like 0.0 something. So
yeah,
it's not looking bright. I think if you have $1 million in the bank, though, if you're going Calvert-Lewin, I think that's a good direct replacement for Ings. You can look at maybe Ferran Torres of Man City. If he's starting up front for that team, 7.1 million, why not? Like he's a risk worth taking at 7 million. With Mahrez, with you, Ben, he's a little bit too expensive to be risking rotation. Whereas 2 million saving on him, I think it's a great option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like both of them options. I mean, Barnes to Jota is another easy one you can make, but definitely one to get rid of. I mean, he was tipped before game week 1, Barnes to be one of the standouts, and after 2 game weeks to be then like he could be dropped is a bit crazy. But yeah, that wraps up everything. Wraps up this episode during the international break. Hope you guys are surviving without the football. I know me and Josh have been struggling, but Plute, thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, cheers for the invite, lads. Keep smashing the TikTok scene. I love what you're doing. Yeah, cool.
Cheers, mate. All of your links are down below. So if you don't know who Plute is, which would be a bit baffling if you didn't, go check them all out. They are down in the description. Give him a follow on all the socials.
Yeah, and make sure to please like, comment, subscribe. I mean, we're doing some crazy growth right now on the YouTube. We're doing all right. So yeah, thank you guys. And as always, I've been Ben.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Plute.
Hey.
And we'll see you guys
later. Have a good week, everyone.